Don't miss the tea. Subscribe now.
Girl, pour the wine. No, not that glass, get the big one. The one I usually reserve for when my mother comes to visit. You are not going to believe what is happening right now. I am literally shaking. My hands are shaking. Do you see this? I feel like I'm going to vomit and scream at the same time. You know Jessica, right? Of course you do. You know how close we've been. You know how much I've done for her. Well, cancel her. Block her number. She is dead to me. Actually, she's worse than dead. She is currently my mortal enemy, and I am about to go full-blown scorched earth on her life. Okay, let me back up because I know you're confused. You remember the food cart, right? My baby. That travel trailer I spent literal blood, sweat, and tears converting. It wasn't just a trailer. It was a fully functional commercial kitchen on wheels. So, rewind to January of 2023. Jessica was giving me this whole sob story about how she wanted to start her own business, be her own boss, live the American dream. And me, being the supportive, absolute saint of a best friend that I am, I decided to help her out. I agreed to sell her the cart, and not for what it was actually worth, mind you. I gave her the friend price. $14,000. That is a steal. That is practically charity for a turnkey mobile kitchen in this economy. And because I knew she didn't have that kind of cash lying around, I agreed to let her make payments. We signed a contract, thank God. Past me was smart enough to get ink on paper. She was supposed to pay me $1,000 a month for 14 months. Simple. Clean. By March of 2024, she should have owned it free and clear. Girl, tell me why this started going south almost immediately. At first, the money came in. Fine. But then June of this year rolls around, June 2024, and she just stops. Stops paying. Cold turkey. At this point, she has paid me a grand total of maybe $6,000. Do the math. She still owes me $8,000. That is not a small amount of money. That is a used Honda Civic. That is a luxury vacation to Bali. That is my money. So back in June, when the payments dried up, I didn't go legal on her immediately. I didn't send the repo man. No, because I'm a good friend, I called her up. We met for coffee. I sat across from her, looked her in the eye, and we had a heart-to-heart. She was crying, saying she couldn't make the payments, the business wasn't scaling like she thought, whatever. We made a deal. A good faith agreement. We shook hands on it. The plan was simple. We would work together to spruce up the cart, give it a little facelift, make it shine, and then resell it together. Here is the kicker, and this is the part that makes my blood boil. We agreed that if we sold it for more than the original $14,000 price tag, we would split the profits. It sounded fair, right? She gets out of her debt to me, I get my money back, and maybe we both make a little extra cash for the trouble. I walked away from that coffee shop thinking we were a team. Lies, all lies, fast forward to this week. Jessica calls me all excited. She found a buyer. And not just any buyer, someone willing to pay $20,000 for it. My first thought was, oh my God, yes. That's huge. That's $6,000 over the original price. Based on our verbal agreement over coffee, we should be splitting that extra profit. I was already mentally spending my share. But then the tone of her voice changed. She gets this icy, matter-of-fact tone and says, so I'm going to sell it, pay you the $8,000 I owe you, and keep the rest. I paused. I literally froze. I said, excuse me, we agreed to split the profits if it sold over 14. And do you know what she said? Do you know what this absolute snake said to me? She said, well, I did most of the work running the business, so I think I deserve the full profit. I'm not sharing it. I saw red. I didn't just see red. I saw a kaleidoscope of rage colors that don't even have names yet. She is reneging on our deal. She is looking me in the face and telling me that my generosity means nothing. Absolutely not. This is where the tea gets piping hot, and this is where I need you to tell me if I'm crazy or if I'm a genius. Because here is the one thing Jessica seems to have forgotten in her little power trip. I still have the title. I never transferred it to her. We agreed back in January 2023 that we wouldn't do the bill of sale or transfer the title until the final payment was made. And since she decided to stop paying me in June, that final payment never happened. Legally, on paper, in the eyes of the state of Washington, that trailer is mine. It belongs to me. It is my property. She might have the keys, she might have her little Oregon business license taped to the wall inside, but that hunk of metal on wheels, it's mine. So now the gloves are off. I am done being nice. I am done being the good friend. I want to ruin her day. I want to ruin her year. I am seriously considering just going over there and repossessing it. Just hitching it up to my truck in the middle of the night and dragging it back to my driveway. Can I do that? I feel like I can, right? It's my trailer. But I don't want to stop there. I'm feeling petty. I'm feeling vengeful. Here is my question, and I need to figure this out before I make my move. If I take the trailer back, because she defaulted on the contract by stopping payments, what happens to the $6,000 she already paid me? In my head, that money is gone. Poof. I want to call it a usage fee. She used my trailer for a year and a half to run her business, drove it into the ground, and didn't pay the mortgage on it. That's $6,000. That's rent, honey. I feel like I should be entitled to keep that, right? Or would I have to pay it back to her? Because if I have to cut her a check for $6,000 while she's trying to screw me over, I might actually commit a felony. I need to know if I can legally look at her and say, "Thanks for the rental fees, get off my property." And it gets better. If I repossess it, I can sell it to this $20,000 buyer myself. Why should she handle the sale? It's my title. If I sell it for $20,000, that is $6,000 more than what she agreed to pay me. If I sell it, do I have to give her that extra cash? Or is it mine to keep because she defaulted? Imagine the look on her face. Just imagine it. I take the trailer back. I keep her $6,000 she paid as a sorry you suck at business fee. Then I sell the cart for $20,000 and keep all of that money too. I could walk away with $26,000 total while she walks away with nothing but her tears and a failed business. Is that too evil? No, don't answer that. It's not evil. It's justice. There is a tiny complication, though. The trailer is registered here in Washington state. I have the Washington title. But her business, the actual food permit and business license, is in Oregon. She crosses the river to operate. Does that mess things up? Does that make it harder for me to just roll up and take it? Like, is there some weird interstate commerce law that's going to bite me in the butt? I don't care about the Oregon license, honestly. She can keep her business license. She just can't have my cart to put it in. I am just so hurt. It's not even about the money anymore. Okay, it's mostly about the money because $20,000 is a lot of money, but it's the principle. I trusted her. I gave her an easy ride. And the second she smells a little bit of profit, she turns into a greedy monster and forgets everything I did for her. She literally said, "I'm not interested in being generous." To me, after I gave her a year of patience. So I'm done. I'm closing the bank of friendship. I need to know if I can legally hook that trailer up, drive away, sell it myself, and keep every single penny. I want to leave her with zero. What do you think? Should I call a lawyer? Or should we just drive over there right now? I know where she parks it. I have the spare key. Sorry, Jessica, the $6,000 was just the cover charge for wasting my time. Pass me the bottle. I need to plot this out. She wants to play hardball. Fine. I own the bat, the ball, and the stadium. Let's play.